So now it's 5 o'clock and we have a new teacher. It's Nana from the US. And your teacher is called Beth Mulligan, and she's to me she's like sunshine. And she wrote a brilliant book on the Dharma of mindfulness-based stress reduction. And she's your mentor and your teacher, and we met for the first time, and you noticed that. I'm sitting like this. I'm also drinking a lot of coffee, and I'm so happy and that we are here. And it's also when I get tired, it's difficult to sit still. And we know with this practice that it doesn't need to look in one particular way. But I've seen you have been here, and I'm honored that you choose to participate in our group. That you're willing to share your teaching. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So, greetings. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good day. No matter where you are, I send greetings to you. My name is Nana Korantema Pierce Williams. I greet you from Richmond, Virginia, also known as Cherokee, Choctaw, and Powhatan land. I bring to this space my parents, James Burgess Pierce, and my mom, Geraldine Crawford Pierce, dad and mom there. I bring my grandmothers and other ancestors, personal and historical, who have, fully been responsible for guiding my path here today. It's such an honor to be in this space. And like you said, Lone, there is no one way that mindfulness can look. So moving with that, recognizing that with each of our individual practices, I'm sure they also look quite different, right? The goal being to be present without the judgment, without the opinions. And I share with you that I've been on the call for most of the day, and it really does feel like retreat. Someone said it earlier this morning, I can't remember who, but there's the quiet time, and then there's the break, and then you're in practice, and then there's the break. And we know that it's continuing whether we're on the cushion or not. But it's just an honor to be in this momentum, because we're creating this momentum of goodness, of juicy, delicious wellness and healing, right? Of taking care of ourselves. So thank you for being present. I'd like to talk today about the mind-body connection, specific to the field of epigenetics. And when we look at the mind-body connection, it really reaches all the way down into the activities of our genes. And Deepak Chopra and Dr. Tanzi both kind of first introduced this language for me, not to say they're necessarily the very first, but I appreciate it so much that they really brought to light, regardless of the genes that we inherit from our parents, changes are happening based on our lived experiences. And when we get into perception and how we navigate, right? When we look at all the experiences, our lived direct experiences, and we really consider that in addition to that, we're carrying the lived experiences of our ancestors, right? So we're carrying all their joys, all their hopes, all their loves, all their traumas, all their challenges and triumphs, right? And we're attaching our lived experience. And believe it or not, we're gonna all be ancestors, right? one day. Shake your head yes if you're in agreement and you believe this. Yes, we're going to all be ancestors one day. So we want to be intentional with our personal imprint that we add to our ancestral lineage, that we add to our genetic line. And epigenetics really gives us hope around how we can not necessarily rewrite our genes, but how we can put our personal stamp, right? How we can affect change for the good, for the better. We're not always proud of some of the things that have happened in our ancestral lines, right? But we get to bring light. We get to bring a different kind of intention. We get to bring mindfulness in our own way, in our own language, through our own direct experiences to our genetic line. So I invite you now to first get comfortable in your chair. And while I know you're probably comfortable, I'm going to ask that you stand up. Thank you for humoring me, those of you who can. If you have capacity, stand up, shake, jump, twist, do whatever you need to do to shift the body. We've been sitting for quite a bit. Some of us are still working in between this. So really honoring what the body is needing in this moment. Yes. Then sitting down with a clean slate, with that beginner's mind, letting the feet be solid against the earth, or if you are horizontal, which is welcomed, right? We know that this doesn't need to look one way. Allowing yourself to get comfortable if you are reclined. So however you're being supported, whatever the structure, just welcoming comfort to this. Grabbing a pillow, perhaps hydrating, really prioritizing what it looks like for you to take care of yourself right now. Now, once you're comfortable in your space, I invite you to think of who you can bring forward. Who can you bring with you to this space? Because we know this is sacred environment, because we're working with our heart, we're working with our minds. So this is a sacred community that's been created this entire week. And who is it that you can bring? Personal or historical ancestors, loved ones who are still with us, who you can anchor upon, who you can lean upon in this moment. Whoever that is, just invite them into this space with us right now. Feel free to lower the eyes or close them if you haven't already. And as you invite them, make sure that they're comfortable. Let them sit down, perhaps offer them some water. And just allow yourself to begin breathing however is normal for you, in whatever way you have capacity right now. And with each breath, really honing in on what may be arising for you based on what I've said so far. When we think about the ancestors, when we think about the experiences of our personal ancestors, all that they've contended with, all that they've been challenged with, all that they've survived, all that has allowed them to raise you, all that has allowed them to be in your life in whatever capacity it is. Tapping within, really having awareness in this moment of what part of you is resonating most. Really leaning into the breaths. And if the breath is not available to you, leaning into any of your other anchors, your hearing, your heart space, perhaps the earth, with feet, with body, leaning against it. Really honing in on what's rising, if anything. And holding whatever is rising in this moment with tenderness, with compassion. Noticing how the breath may shift its location. Perhaps you want to hone in with the feet. The earth has been oh so supportive, right? There's no question that it is there for us. It is solid, it is present. So perhaps starting with the feet, how are the feet feeling against the earth in this moment? And if you are reclining or horizontal and your feet are not touching the ground, checking in with how they feel against the air. Perhaps there's moisture, perhaps there's heat, maybe two different experiences with the two different feet, but honoring what that feels like. Next, shifting the attention to the legs. Without judgment, without opinion, noting how these two parts of us that we lean upon for support, that we lean upon for movement, how are they feeling in this moment? As we check in, what is there to be noticed? Just as we seek tension or discomfort, let us also be open to the absence of tension, or perhaps the absence of discomfort or pain. Allowing ourselves to experience whatever sensations are presenting. Next, shifting to the hip flexors, the glutes, and groin region. And noting if anything is bubbling up there, if anything is rising there. There's no right or wrong way to be present for ourselves. Just scanning ourselves in this way, in community. Such a powerful way to share space, collectively doing this work. Shifting now to the stomach and low back. You know, there are many organs in that stomach region, and the low back is often an area where we carry tension, but checking in now and seeing what's there. Noting if perhaps maybe there's not as much tension as there normally is, or perhaps noting if it's not tension, but maybe a different kind of sensation. And honoring whatever that looks like for you. Again, leaning into full breaths if you have capacity. Shifting now to the midway point of the torso. You know, the rib cage is housed here. This is where the lungs are able to really feed with that diaphragm. If you haven't already, the invitation to lower the shoulders and then pull them back, opens that heart space even more. And really allowing ourselves to experience all that's rising for us around our ancestors and around our current experience in this moment, as they're feeding through us, as they're fueling through us. Now we shift to the top of the torso. We shift to the chest where the heart is. And if you're so inclined, place the palm of one of your hands over the heart. See if you can come into your own personal rhythm, your own personal heartbeat. Really allowing ourselves to be grounded in this present moment experience together. Now we shift to the arms. Arms that are not typing, or not driving, or not eating, or not doing, or not curating, or not fixing. They're just here. And let's explore what's happening with our arms. Slowly scanning them. Bringing that creativity, bringing that beginner's mind. What does rest look like for our arms? What's the sensation? What's the signal that the body is communicating for you? And if you have not yet included them, please remember to include the hands, the palms, the digits. Noticing again, what's the sensation here? Is there heat? Is there radiance? Is there moisture? Is there coolness? No judgments or opinions, just really allowing ourselves to be present. Shifting attention now to the neck. Mindful of words spoken, words not spoken. Mindful of all that we take in this part of us, and all that we have and have not released. Nice full breaths. Now shifting attention to the chin, teeth, and jaw. Noting what's happening with the tongue. Honoring this part of us. Noting if there's anything to be witness to, if there's any tension, if there's any clenching of the teeth, perhaps. Again, no judgments. We come to this space already recognizing that there's room for the whole of us. So here we investigate in safe space. No need to shift, just having an awareness of where we are and what's happening with us in this moment. Shifting now to cheeks and nose, temples. Having awareness of sinuses, any blockages, or perhaps there's actually a flow. Now shifting attention to the forehead, hair, the brain, ears. Noticing all there is here to notice. Nice full breaths, if you have capacity. Now I invite you to transition your skin to the mind's eye, taking in your skin and seeing the skin throughout the whole of you, literally scanning the body, taking in all that is of your skin, seeing its coloring, seeing its richness, seeing all that makes it up in this moment. Remembering how we began, acknowledging that we carry the experiences of our ancestors in our very DNA. That in this moment, we are comprised of their works, their loves, their histories, their triumphs, their challenges. And that is joined with our live experience. And in this moment, we push our ancestral lines, we push our genetic makeup, we push it forward toward the light just by practicing in this moment. Neurologically, we shift the needle toward that which is good, that which is positive, that which is healing, just by sharing breath together in this moment. Rumi gives us a beautiful quote: "The wound is where the light enters you. The wound is where the light enters you." Audre Lorde gives us another beautiful quote: "When I dare to be powerful, to use my strength in the service of my wisdom, then it becomes less and less important whether I am afraid." If we recognize that trauma can leave a chemical mark on our genes, with the research that epigenetics is teaching us, we recognize that we can shift, we can push, we can rise through those challenges and really affect our ancestral lines. Can really push that needle. And one way we can even do that further is by affirming ourselves. right? So now I invite you to continue with eyes closed or lowered, placing one hand on the heart and or another hand on the stomach. We know when we do this work, we really hone in to the parasympathetic system. And we know that's also nicknamed the rest and digest. So we're really working with the respiratory and we're working with the digestion. So we're right where we're supposed to be. So in this moment, we affirm ourselves. And you are welcome to receive the invitation of repeating what I say, or because there's no one way that mindfulness looks, you can create your own affirmations that you chant to yourself, that you sing to yourself, that you speak to yourself. I invite you to share, I am whole and I am enough. I am fearless even in my fearful moments. I claim ease and patience for me and those around me. I honor that I walk with something great. May my peace be undisturbed. May I smile and pause with nature. I claim healing from my ancestral line. I claim wellness and strength in my efforts to be a great ancestor. I claim joy in all its forms for me and those I love. As I put out wonderful things in the universe, may I receive wonderful things from the universe. And please, at this point, the invitation is to chant or sing or say a couple more affirmations for yourself, or just allow yourself to be one with the breath in this moment. So after your next exhale, the invitation is for you to begin to wiggle the toes and hands, and gently, ever so gently, flutter the eyes open, and holding on to this container that you've created, holding it on, holding it, holding it, holding it. And now I invite you to rub the hands together And wherever you are wanting additional support, wherever you're needing additional support, please give that to yourself right now. Nice full breaths that we do together, taking care of our ancestors and ourselves, those to come. Nice full breaths here. And we'll do this 3 more times that we cover each of the directions as we're from so many different parts of the world. Again, hands together, full breaths here. We're affecting change, everyone. So we have to put that energy in this, right? Yes, I love the movements. And whenever you are ready, where else will you take care of yourself? I'm with you, whoever is doing that back situation, yes. Nice full breaths as we take care of ourselves together in this sacred community. It's okay if you use the same space. That just means you want extra support there, and that's fine. You're working with a lot of lines, right? A lot of lines. Wherever you are feeling the need to support. And last time here. Really creating a beautiful, sweet, energetic elixir. Holding on to all that you are feeling in this moment, holding on to all that has resonated and is continuing to resonate. Now I invite you to continue with comfortable posture and I invite you to receive the messages that will be coming to you, that are coming to you. Allowing ourselves to settle even more. Allowing the body to really ground in your seat, in your space. Honoring all that has come up. Bringing compassion to ourselves as we receive all that is rising. Maybe hold it tenderly and recognize that our messages are just that. They're for us, that we hold them and work with them and build upon them. Acknowledging that we are each bridges. We are each bridges between that which our ancestors once lived, and that which we are moving forward. So I've been talking for quite a bit, and I really do love interactive exchanges. So if anybody would like to unmute and share a thought, a reflection, if there's a question, just anything at all, I so welcome that. Thank you, Jose. I love the way folks are still honoring themselves with the movements and those last little twitches that the body's like, hey, don't forget about me over here. Love, love, love it. So we do this work
I feel
together.
so refreshed, like I had a fresh shower with like coming out of the darkness and just like after heavy rain or something. I feel wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. I mean, everyone is just floored with my offering. Is that what it is? I'll receive that. Thank you so much. You're all just pondering this deep exchange you've had with yourselves and the ancestors, right? I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Maria. And even now, I invite you, if no one else has.
I would like to say something.
Please, yes.
I just want to thank you very much for, yeah, to me, it's also very refreshing and it's also, I'm touched and energized, I would say, by the way you created space for the ancestors to be so present, even though I didn't really think that much, but I just felt one in a way, also with all of you in a way. It's hard to put into words, but it's really touching. I really want to thank you, yeah, for doing what you do and being who you are.
That's powerful, John. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for that. You know, there's so much talk around shadow work these days. And I just feel like if we can carry our ancestors forward with the work that we do in the many spaces we find ourselves, we will find that not only is the shadow illuminated, but we're directed because we already have the answers within us. But mindfulness, right? That ability to sit and be present and listen and hear and receive and reroute and sit and allow ourselves that rerouting, that spaciousness, that grace to go back again and again. That's the way that we get to those spaces we desire. May we continue to affirm ourselves. And may we continue to know that we are not alone as we do this work, that they are right with us, opening doors, shifting situations, lining up, right? That's the only way I'm here today with you, you know? So I don't take this space lightly, and I'm so honored and thankful that you are here. And even now, what a power, and I invite you all to do this, to just gaze at the faces that are looking back at you. If you have not had the chance to do it, I invite you to go to your view and put it on gallery and on full screen. And let's see each other. All right, let's really see each other in this moment. All the spaces represented here, all the ancestral lines represented here. Those who are moving and those who are frozen. We know they represent someone who's with us, right? And it's just beautiful seeing your faces and your smiles. It's an honor to be in space with you. Can we, I hope you don't think this is corny or cheesy, but it just kind of came up to me. Can we hug ourselves like we're hugging each other in this moment on behalf of the ancestors and ourselves? Full breaths. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. Yes, yes, yes. Take care, and I welcome when our paths cross again, because I just know they will, right? The universe is so cool like that. You'll just find that you just kind of connect with folk when it's time, right? So we can continue this, staring at these beautiful faces, unless there's someone who's got a closing reflection behind the beautiful smiles that I'm seeing. And thank you for the text messages, those of you who've been chat messages rather. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Thank you, everyone. And oh, yes, I'm sorry. I wanted to definitely be intentional with thanking Loan and all of the supporting staff. I'm sorry I don't know all your names, but I know there are a lot of you. And I'm so thankful because this is huge. So please know deep gratitude to all the staff, all the planning folks, all the tech support, all the volunteers, all those whose name we won't see anywhere, but you're helping to make this happen. So deep gratitude. Yeah.
Thank you so much, and I just love how you frame that we are bridges, and we are bridges not only through our genetic line, but also from our Dharma lines, and how we, whenever we interact, and you just refreshed us and showed us your beauty and sunshine. Thank you.
Thank you, Loan. Thank you. And I'm just special shout out to you because, like I said, I've been on here for quite a bit, and you're always on. So I hope you're getting water and rest and somewhere in between. You know, I think she's sleeping between those 10-minute breaks. I think she's catching some Z's or something. I don't know, but kudos to you.